The number one investment 8 years in a row coming up. All right, guys, welcome to the show. My name is James J., Texas Mortgage Boss. Please make sure you guys go like, subscribe, and share over on YouTube, mortgagebosstv.com. So let's just jump right in today. Real estate voted the number one investment 8 years in a row. Now, as a real estate professional, I am always going to be biased to real estate, but I've also seen it in my own life how it actually has been the number one investment I've ever made. I've made a lot of money over real estate, over the last few years. And this year and last year, for a lot of people, they've probably made more money in real estate selling a home than they've ever made in their entire life. So if we look here over the last 8 years, real estate is seen as the best investment, better than stocks, better than gold, better than savings for the last 8 years, which this should not be a surprise for most people, okay? I've been talking about inflation. I've been talking about rents, and I'm going to jump into another quick slide here in a second just to show you why I continue to talk about real estate outpacing inflation, how it is the best investment to hedge against that inflation, and how if you're renting right now, you're just continuing to throw money away, and why that number is going to increase over the next year and moving forward. So I mentioned this a couple weeks ago about real estate and having an actual mortgage payment. Your principal and interest payment on a mortgage does not change, okay? Your taxes and insurance could fluctuate over the years. That part could fluctuate a little bit, but the mortgage payment, the principal and interest payment will never change. That is how you're hedging against this inflation, and how as rents increase, you are in a much better position owning, because you know your monthly payment is going to stay the same. The principal and interest payment, at least that part, right? During inflation, periods of high inflation, home prices typically rise as well. This is according to an article from Forbes. Basically, they're almost like not an inverse, but they're actually work hand in hand. So as you start to see inflation, typically housing is going to increase as well, which obviously adds more money into your pocket if we're talking about equity. That is what you want. So inflation is not going to go away in 2022. I think we're going to continue to see that throughout this year and moving forward. And if you want to do something to protect yourself in the best way possible, because you can't avoid it in everything, right? It's not possible just to completely avoid inflation in every area of our lives. But on the housing front, you absolutely can do something about it. And that is owning a home. This article just came out. This is right in line with what I've been talking about the last few weeks. Rents reach insane levels in Texas and across the U.S. with no end in sight. Now, I know from experience and talking to my own clients that this is something that is affecting a lot of people. Rents are increasing. I've seen rents jump from $1,900 to $2,400, $2,500 from one year to the next. It's insane. And this article completely echoes what I've been saying about renting, and why people that think renting is a good option need to think again. It's not a good option. And this article is exactly why it's not a good option. So rents, I'm going to kind of scan down here. In the 50 largest U.S. metropolitan areas, all right, median rent rose from 19%. That was from December of 2020 to December of 2021. 19% rent increase in 1 year. Okay, so again, for you guys that are thinking, okay, interest rates are rising, I'm going to wait. I'm going to continue to rent and throw this money throw this money out the window. Literally, that's what you're doing when you're renting. And I understand there are times where people have to rent where it makes sense to rent for a short period of time. But if you know you're going to be stable for a few years in one area, it just makes all the more sense to get a home because of what I just mentioned with these rents going up 19% in 1 year, guys. It's incredible how much these rents are going up. But what is your alternative? Okay, you want to own a home. Okay, you don't want to own a home because rents are increasing. Excuse me, because interest rates are increasing. Okay, so I'm going to continue to rent. How much sense does that make? You're going to continue to rent as those rents increase as well, right? It doesn't make any sense. So if you're not in a position right now to get a mortgage for a home, work with somebody to help you. I would love to help you, but just find somebody to help you get into a position to be able to take advantage of owning a home. And there's a lot of other financial benefits to it that I talk about ad nauseum. I won't go into it right now, but the key to all of this is inflation's here, rents are going up, interest rates are going up. What are you going to do about that? What's the best way to fix, or the best way to help yourself if you're in one of these predicaments where maybe you were trying to get into a home in 2021, now you're trying to get in 2022. The thing about 2022 is now we've got new people entering the market too, right? So competition may be a little bit different than last year, but there's still going to be a very competitive market. So keep all this in mind as you're thinking about, okay, should I own a home? Interest rates are going up, because I keep hearing this all the time. Interest rates are going up. Should I wait? What are you waiting for? Right? What's the point of waiting if your interest rate is going to continue to go up, and hopefully they get to a point where they don't go too crazy, but we're already seeing 4% interest rates over the last couple of weeks. Speaking of which, let's take a look at interest rates. Interest rates, as I've mentioned before, go hand in hand typically with the 10-year treasury yield. Okay, it's not an exact science, but it's pretty doggone close. So as the treasury yields typically increase, interest rates kind of tend to follow. And you can see as of 2022, we're hovering right around here, which is at 4%. This is actually slightly over 4%. This is where we're at right here. This is as of February of 2022. All the experts are expecting this number to stay relatively stable, in the sense that I don't think we're going to get close to 5%. I don't believe that's going to happen before the year's over. Crazier things have happened. Don't hold me to that. But crazier things have definitely happened with this market. You never know. So if you're considering home ownership, if you're still in the I'm not sure what to do mode, reach out to somebody to get a home evaluation, home analysis as far as the finances go. I would love to help you. If you're in the state of Texas, I would love to be your lender. All right, anywhere in the state of Texas, doesn't matter if you know someone looking to get into a home and they're looking to move into the state of Texas, I want to be their lender. So if you've got questions about this, okay, let me know. You can send me a DM. You can check out TexasMortgageBoss.com. You can reach me there if you just want some friendly advice on what your situation is and what may be the best way moving forward for you in your situation, whether you're renting, whether you're actively looking for a home, whether you think it's time to maybe stay put. Maybe you've been looking and you're frustrated and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to stay put. I encourage you to continue to look. I know it's a competitive market. That's not going to change, but your rents, on the other hand, they will change. And if they haven't changed yet, I promise you they're going to increase at some point. So if you've got questions, please reach out to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next episode of the Tuesday Market Update. Have a great day. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. And before you go, do us a favor, head on over to mortgagebosstv.com. That is our YouTube channel, okay? If you would give us a thumbs up for this video and subscribe, that way you don't miss